actually have been with us for a while. They've got a little bit of history with QVC Run, and they remember some of those of us who have been around for a while. So we wanted to be able to do some things that sometimes time constraints don't allow us to do across the hallway in the other studios. One of them is a deep dive. I think this is one of the most important items that we can present. I will also say last year, it was one of the most impressive gift ideas for the holidays as well. We're going to spend a whole hour talking about the Halo Bolt Max. This little device, which is about the size of a VHS tape. There's a reference of age for you. Stop it. My technical director goes, what? This is actually powerful enough to eliminate all those frustrations we have with our portable electronics. You know, at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, your cell phone starts to wane and the battery is low. So now I've got 2 high-speed USB ports in which to plug my phone into to recharge them, because this becomes my battery for my batteries. It also becomes, this is crazy, this becomes the wall outlet when I have no household power. Or imagine being able to go camping with a 60-watt bulb and a table lamp and be able to light the inside of your tent in the middle of nowhere. You could do that. This unit is also the one that comes with the built-in compressor. So if you've ever had an issue with a tire going flat, where do you go to get air nowadays? Now you want to carry your air with you. And this time of year, is once we start getting into chillier and chillier weather, that's when you're going to start noticing that little tire gauge sensor on your dashboard lighting up because of the cold temperatures. This unit is also powerful enough to jump start an automobile's battery when the battery is low. I find that to be absolutely amazing. It is the Max. It is everything we've ever wanted from Halo Bolt, which, by the way, we've sold hundreds of thousands of them. Now it's all together in one separate purchase at $139.96. If purchased separately, this would be over $240. Now, when we first introduced this, it became one of the most popular and best-selling Halo bolts that we had ever done. And I will tell you that I don't know if I have another reorder coming in between now and the holidays. This was actually introduced to us for the very first time back in June of this year. But the Halo Bolt that we offered at Christmas time was actually so impressive that it was one of our Black Friday sale items, but that one didn't even have all the features that this one has. It's an amazing thing to have. It should be standard equipment on every car sold in America. All you have to do is pick a color. Oh, I'm going to need some help. I've got the silver in front of me, and that silver, I'm doing okay, but I'm restricted to a little over 1,000 in each one of these colors, and that's got to last us for a while. That's a really pretty design. We've got Blue Mist. That is by far the most limited. I know we've got, what, less than 1,000 of those. Okay. There's the Champagne. There, what do they call that one? Moss green. There's the purple. Black Paisley. I remember when these first came out, they didn't have near as many features. They were much more expensive in price, and they were only available in black. Now you've got colors to choose from. Let me run through the pricing for you, because this is combining a whole series of different pieces of equipment. Again, that air compressor, you take the air compressor to where you need something inflated. I've got trailers on the farm that I park in my back 40 all winter long, and every spring the tires are low, and I used to have to limp them all the way out my country lane, down the road to my driveway, to my big air compressor in the shop in the garage. Now I just take a Halo Bolt out there and I inflate the tires quickly and easily. But that's a $156 attachment. You get the all interchangeable nozzle kit. You get the 10-watt USB charger and the USA to USB cables, DC to DC cable, a 24-inch extension hose, a full 10-foot air compressor hose so you can plug that cord into the cigarette lighter and use it. And then you get a carrying pouch. Now, by the way, on the back of the carrying pouch are the directions on how to use it to do all of it. That's a $240 value for $139.96. And I will urge you quickly to consider making holiday purchases right now, today, because I don't know how many we're going to have during the holiday season. This will power up, it will inflate motorcycles, boats, lawnmowers and tractors, 4-cylinder, 6-cylinder, and even 8-cylinder vehicles. That is pretty darn impressive. I want to bring my expert in. Now, I say this with a caveat. I love working with this woman, but she is not a mechanic. She's a very busy mom who wants to make sure that her children are not stranded on the road, or her husband or herself. She has been the biggest proponent of Halo Bolt since day one, and this is the most fully featured Halo Bolt that we have ever offered. Sarah Codalesi, how are you? Look at you, you're wearing coveralls today.
I know, I'm kind of playing the part just a little bit, right? But I have to say, I've been giggling since I've heard you, introduce this hour. And I wasn't watching, I just kind of heard it, and I heard you say, where do you get hair these days? You were saying air. But of course, I was thinking Dan and hair. Yeah, where do you get hair?
It's a question I would ask.
Exactly. But Dan, you know how much I love Halo. And what I love about this one is that it truly is the best of both worlds when it comes to our Halo Bolt. So Halo Bolt, of course, is our Jumpstarter. Halo is the portable power. We used to always have on kind of two sides of the house with our Halo. The one had the AC outlet on it. So a Jumpstarter with the AC outlet. Then the other side of the house was the Halo Bolt Air, meaning it had that built-in air compressor. But what I love about this is that we still give you the best of the best when it comes to your Halo Bolt Max with the air or with the outlet. But now the air compressor can be used by itself. So yet another portable air compressor, or you can use it powered with your Halo, which means it's now that portable air compressor as well. Super bright LED floodlight built in, so we give you the most powerful AC outlet, the most powerful air compressor we've ever offered. But you can either use them together or separate, but it still gives you all the great benefits. And you said something really important at the top of the show, independence and empowerment, because truly when you're out of power, you are powerless. Well, now you have your portable power, your jump starting power, your air compressor power together or separate.
Well,
let's run
through some scenarios. And by the way, since we brought it and introduced it in August, we've had over 22,000 QVC customers or QVC2 customers, since June that have picked it up. So let's go through an analogy. September is the beginning of hurricane season, which, by the way, Mother Nature did not wait, right? Puerto Rico was slammed with power outages.
We're waiting.
They're saying in parts of Puerto Rico, they may be out of power for 3 weeks. Now, we're a little spoiled.
Crazy.
We're used to flipping a wall switch and you always have the lights coming on, right? Canada got hit with storms. So that plug right here, you know that. You've seen that on the wall a gazillion times. If you've got a 3-prong and you can plug in, like a good example, I say like a 60-watt light bulb. This will power that completely self-contained for hours. Not 20 minutes, but for hours. That will also mean that you can plug in your modem. So you still have your internet when the power's out. It means that you can power an alarm clock so you get up for work the next morning. Now, by the way, when you run the power down on this, it's rechargeable 2 different ways. You can just plug it back in when you get power again, or you can plug it into, I call it the cigarette lighter, in your automobile, and you can power it up over and over and over and over again. Okay, this piece of equipment is also really important because that's 120 PSI air compressor.
Yeah.
You want to give the perfect gift to a soccer coach? Give him a portable air compressor.
For sure. You know, Dan, that was like the missing piece of the puzzle for me, right? I finally learned how to jumpstart my car. We've had Halo Bolt. We presented our first Halo Bolt back in 2015. And before that, I'd never jump started a car or even had cables in my hand. Why? Because they're scary. There's nothing natural about jump starting cars, and it's scary for everybody. The anxiety sets in because a dead car battery never happens at an opportune time, right? So, more of a scenario, you get to work and you're ready to go after a long shift and your car just didn't turn on. Your choices are, flag someone down that has jumper cables, call a roadside assistance, possibly waiting hours, depending on what season or where you're located. And you don't have to ask a stranger for help, or you have the Halo Bolt. So we're going to show you, I have a car battery set up on my second camera. I'm going to jump down there because I want you to see when we talk about the Halo Bolt Max, there's a diagnostic tool in here. So it's going to actually let you know if the car is not starting because it is a dead car battery. And I think that is a total game changer in our world of Halo, because now it kind of takes the guesswork out of it. So again, this only weighs about 1.5 pounds, and you can jumpstart, like you said, anything from a 4, 6, or 8-cylinder car, anything with a 12-volt battery. So now take a look at this. I'm going to connect the mini spark-free jumper cables. Now, what you're going to see is a couple of numbers on the screen. Now, it's reading 2.8 volts. So the reason this car did not start is because the battery was too low. So just like Halo, you're going to press one button.
You need at least 12 volts, or close to 12 volts, to ignite the starter to start your car.
Absolutely. So take a look. I pressed one button. It was blinking for just a few seconds, and it went through the entire diagnostics, letting me know that it was now safe to jumpstart my car, and the voltage is now 12.1. So it gave me exactly what I needed in just a matter of seconds. But I think why Halo Bolt has resonated with so many people, so many families, and why it's that perfect gift is that we will not let you incorrectly jumpstart your car or try to. It kind of takes the fear out of it. So this is what happens. And I know, Dan, you have a story of someone, or I don't think it was you, but I think it was somebody that accidentally hooked up incorrectly jumper cables.
We blew a car up.
Take a look at this. Oh, it's scary. But I put them on the wrong way. Now that panel didn't come on, but I'm going to press the one jump start button. It's flashing red, letting me know that I did it the wrong way. But more importantly, it's giving me the opportunity, or my loved ones, my children, my husband, my parents, to correct that mistake. And that's why I think it's so important, because when you're thinking about having a tool, you want it to be the perfect tool, the easy tool. And the fact that you bring this to anything that you need to jumpstart or power is amazing. Cars, trucks, SUVs, lawnmowers, boats if you need it. The fact that we have the most powerful portable air compressor that we've ever offered here at QVC, even with Halo at 120 pounds of pressure, it's pretty extraordinary, because it's the power that we're looking for. We have that AC outlet, also the most powerful that we've ever offered on a Halo Bolt at 70 watts. 2 fast charging USB ports. So you're going to plug into Halo, and your devices charge faster when plugged into Halo than when plugged into a standard wall outlet. But again, do this anywhere that you want, on your back deck, in the back seat of the car. Kids are, doing, keeping everything connected. Bring it on a plane with you. Bring it anywhere that you want. It only weighs 1.5 pounds. And I love the fact that we separated the air compressor, because now the air compressor, if you wanted to, can stay in the car, and we give you 2 different ways to power that.
I agree. The fact that they separated them, I think, is brilliant. I'm a car guy. I've been a car guy most of my life, up until the pandemic, and even for the first year of the pandemic. I owned a classic car restoration shop, and I did that for about 7.5 years. My mechanics weren't just mechanics, they were master mechanics. And we had a 1968 Camaro in our shop, and the battery was dead. They grabbed jumper cables, and in a moment of just not thinking, crossed polarity and had the battery explode in this 68 Camaro. And it went off like a howitzer. It scared the living daylights out of both my mechanics that were in the bay and myself, and I was in the office next door. And so I came running, I went, what the heck was that? They said, man, we put the jumper cables backwards. So
Yeah.
even pros make that mistake. This to me is the easiest, the smartest, the safest way to
Yes.
jumpstart a vehicle.